Welcome back to MHK All Day. On October 16th, Wildcat 91.9 in Public Hall will be putting on the first live concert the local coffee shop has seen in over 2 years. The two organizations had previously worked together on a series of concerts at the patio venue. However, future events were quickly canceled due to COVID lockdowns. The revival of the series has some former community members excited for what's to come.
COVID hit and it was just a cold cut stop, and I was just like, did we just lose all of this momentum and like relationships we built with like all these musicians? And so I was really scared that things like this wouldn't happen again. And so now that you guys are kicking it back up and you are doing well and you got good things happening, and I'm just very proud.
For their first show in 2 years, Public Hall and Wildcat 91.9 wanted to find a group that embodied the spirit of the local community that they wished to welcome back. On this week's installment of The Garage, I sat down with Same Sound's lead singer Aaron Julian to discuss the group's recent formation and experience returning to live performances. Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of The Garage. This week I've got Aaron Julian with me, one of the members of the band The Same Sounds. They'll be performing on October 16th at the Public Hall concert. Aaron, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm doing good, so usually just to start these off, I like to do kind of like a couple of get-to-know-you questions for members of bands, and specifically just for Same Sounds. So how long has Same Sounds been around at this point?
Not too long. I would say probably about 6 months at this point. We formed as a collective. It was my initial idea. I had a bunch of friends in it, and over time it just kind of whittled down to Isaac and I, and then we were looking for a drummer, and we found Ben, and then very quickly after that just started playing some shows.
So kind of talking about Same Sounds in specifics, what would you kind of classify your guys' as either like sound or like genre that you guys have?
It's definitely rock music. We all come from pretty different musical backgrounds. I love I love hip-hop, and I love a bit more like harsh and abrasive music. I grew up listening to like Nine Inch Nails were my parents' band. And Isaac really loves jazz and things like that. And Ben grew up playing in a lot of like R&B and soul bands, so that's what he's more versed with. So it's a bit of a blend of all of those things, but with me writing the songs, they're a bit more aggressive. But we definitely try to go to a lot of different places. We don't try to limit ourselves to one genre, but we're definitely a rock band.
All right, yeah. Is this like, creating music or like being in bands or like even your solo work, is that something that you're trying to do as a career? Is that kind of...
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, that's my dream. Of course, nowadays it's a very intimidating thing to want to go in and be a professional musician, what with everyone being able to make music. I've read a book once that someone believes that in the not so far future we might not have the music industry that we see nowadays, where we have very rich celebrities and stars and things like that, and it might be a bit more of a thing where everyone kind of creates their own music in their communities for each other. And I think that that's a really cool idea, and I would love to see that. And but making music and playing music is what I love to do. It's the only thing that I can't see myself getting bored of.
Nice. It's fairly common in like this like local music scene, but I don't know, like it's definitely like a sense of pride having like a lot of people like you in this community.
Yeah, no, it's like in Manhattan, it almost feels like in Kansas there are these little pockets, especially around colleges, where people are a bit more open to be weird in public. And I mean, that's what live music can do for people, and make them comfortable to be themselves and explore other things.
Yeah.
That's certainly what it's done for me.
Shifting gears one last time, this is more just like kind of like drawing from like your experience for people who like, do you have any kind of like advice just from like someone who's been in it for a little bit for people who want to get into this scene, or any kind of just like advice that you would have for people who are looking to get into the scene now?
I mean, like, my biggest piece of advice is that, like, I mean, this is very generic, but like don't be afraid to make like big huge mistakes, because like people and yourself will grow and appreciate your vulnerability on stage. I mean, like that's one of the things that we appreciate most about artists, is their ability to just be messy and vulnerable on stage. A lot of us don't like to admit that we are messy in a lot of ways, emotionally and literally. And not to say that you should go out of the way to make a fool of yourself, but like don't ever make it so you're not coming from the heart all the time.
Yeah,
You know, like
absolutely.
don't try to be cool. Don't try to portray any kind of image or anything like that. And don't focus on anything more than just like making good songs. I mean, like nobody cares if you're an amazing guitarist, really, or like an amazing whatever at your instrument. It's like gotta make great songs that'll like move people. I feel like that's what makes a great show.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Same Sounds will be performing live at Public Hall on Saturday, October 16th. For more information on the concert, you can follow Public Hall and Wildcat 91.9 on social media. That's all the time we have this week for MHK All Day. We hope to see you back here on October 15th for more of The Scoop on the Little Apple.